Man, this is crazy. This big, beautiful bill is really not beautiful. It seems like it's a nightmare because they say it's supposed to change a lot of things in America, like with the tax cuts and situations like that. But then they say, on the other hand, it's going to cut healthcare. Now, you know how healthcare is in America. It's just hard for Americans to even be seen, even when you do get healthcare. So when they cut it, so it's like, I feel sorry for those Americans who didn't vote for this because in reality, it's like it was passed in the House and Senate. At first, it was taking a minute, and then Mike Johnson voted on it, and then it was passed. So now it has to go to the House, and then they gotta sign off on it and pass it. But in reality, do you think that the House is really gonna pass this bill because they trying to expect that they'll pass it sometime soon? But in reality, I don't think they're really gonna pass this bill. I don't know. Because if they do, we're gonna be in trouble because it's already crazy out here. Even with the health benefits, then it's supposed to cut the SNAP benefits too, of some Americans who need it. And it's just getting crazier about a second because I never thought that America would come to this. This American dream is just seeming like it's a nightmare now because we don't know where to go from here. We don't know what's next. A lot of people was relying on these SNAP benefits, and it's just going to change so many people's lives. I don't know what's going to be passed next. You don't know what's going to be passed next. And we just need to prepare better because in this world we living in, it's a crazy world. This world is just so cold because it's not the same no more. And it's sad to say that because we all feel like we've been lied to. We don't know where to go from here. We don't know what's the disaster that's going to happen next. If we thought we seen it all, here comes something else because we would never expected this. So hopefully we're going to see what the outcome is of this bill because this bill is really not beautiful. I don't even know why they named it that because it just seems like it's a nightmare. You just going to cut the benefits of 17 million Americans. Some people think it's just going to add more debt to the country. So in reality, it's like, it's nothing you can do. So you just got to pray for the better and not the worse. And this is the time where we all need to come together as a country because this country is just going into shambles. And jobs are still firing people and cutting people and laying off people. The jobs are already cutting overtime. So in reality, the bill says it's supposed to cut the taxes and overtime. But if jobs are already firing you and they cutting your overtime hours anyway, because they don't want to give it to you because they're trying to cut the costs. So who needs overtime when they cutting it anyway? And you can't control that. The company controls your overtime. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And a lot of us living in America, that's how we surviving, off overtime. We barely surviving off overtime. So it's just strange because I just would have never thought the day. And we're here now. And it's like nothing you can do about it. And you just witnessing this madness day by day. And then they say they want to have an answer by Thursday. But I think they're going to be prolonging this much as they can. Or it's going to be some changes on the bill. Because in reality, if this bill gets passed completely, I don't think it's going to last that long, to be honest. I think it's going to go back to normal. After the time that it runs its course, I think it's going to go back to normal because this bill is just not sitting right in America. And then these things were there before this bill passed, way before any president came along. So now you want to come along and just change this bill? And it's something that they never thought to change in the past. So now, since you want to change it now, I don't think it's going to last long if they pass it. But I'm not sure. I'm just speaking my opinion. It may be here to stay or it may just come and go. If people really don't agree on it, I don't think it's going to stay that long. And we just not prepared because the average American is just living from paycheck to paycheck. And then mostly Americans rely on overtime. And then in reality, it's like a lot of Americans, they not getting their rest. They working on them overtime hours. They really not taking care of their health. And you trying to cut it for some Americans? 17 million? And then it's like, they have nothing to look forward to. And then an average American, they going to work so much, they don't even got time to even take care, eat right, or do the right thing, or get their rest. And it's just a disaster because we need to do better before they take it away. So in reality, it's like, if we're not doing better and they taking it away, what's going to happen? I just think it's going to be more chaos. It's really going to be chaos in this world. Because it's just too much going on right now, and you just can't stop it. It's just too much. So what y'all think about this big, beautiful bill, so they call it? I think it's going to destroy America. I could be wrong. I don't know. So what do you think? It's going to destroy America or it's going to help America? Let me know in the comments because this is getting out of hand. I can't call it. It's just getting too much out of hand. Who would have ever thought? A big, beautiful bill, huh? This bill sounds like a nightmare. And then it has to get passed by the House, but like I was saying earlier, I don't know. I don't think they're going to pass it, but they may pass it. They might surprise us all. So let me know how y'all feel about this. And then you're going to leave it in the comments, and then I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.
I'm going to take my time and ensure that the American people fully understand how damaging this bill will be to their quality of life. And as a result of the lack of health care that will result directly from this one big ugly bill, people in America will die. Unnecessary deaths. This reckless Republican budget is an immoral document, and everybody should vote no against it because of how it attacks children and seniors and everyday Americans and people with disabilities. It's a crime scene going after the health and the safety and the well-being of the American people. And Mr. Speaker, we want no part of it. And I'm looking forward to all 13 of you joining us to protect the health care of the American people that you represent. That's the promise, Mr. Speaker, that your Republican colleagues made.
The leader gets some magic minutes that could drag on, and then we'll be voting on final passage between 6, 7, 8 a.m. We'll just see how it goes.
President Trump had issued some statements throughout this process saying and urging, insisting that this bill does not cut Medicaid. He's also said some things, he says he doesn't think I'm too much of a smart person. And I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't take a smart person to know if you're being lied to. All right. President Trump, you're either being lied to or you are lying to the American people. Because this bill represents, in the text of this bill, the largest and greatest loss of health care in American history. 17 million Americans will lose their health care on this bill, not undocumented people, not quote unquote the disgusting term illegal, but 17 million Americans will have their health care cut from this bill. On this point of tax on tips, As one of the only people in this body who has lived off of tips, I want to tell you a little bit about the scam of that text, a little bit of the fine print there. The cap on that is $25,000, while you're jacking up taxes on people who make less than $50,000 across the United States, while taking away their SNAP, while taking away their Medicaid, while kicking them off of the ACA and their health care extensions. So if you're at home and you're living off tips, you do the math. Is that worth it to you? Losing all your health care, not able to feed your babies, not being able to put a diaper on their bottom in exchange for what? This bill is a deal with the devil. It explodes our national debt. It militarizes our entire economy, and it strips away health care and basic dignity of the American people. For what? To give Elon Musk a tax break and billionaires the greedy taking of our nation. We cannot stand for it, and we will not support it. You should be ashamed.